I want you to close your eyes for a second. Just close them.
All right, I'm with you.
I want you to imagine a space. It's hot. The humidity is rising because there are like 300 bodies moving in a perfect counterclockwise circle. You hear the low rhythmic hum of urethane wheels rolling over a maple wood floor. That specific roar, and then the bass line drops.
Oh, man.
It hits you right in the chest. Boom.
It's not just a gym, you know? It's not just a party.
Bro, it's church. It is the sanctuary. We are vibrating today. Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm your host, and we aren't just talking about roller skating today. We are stepping into the Newark underground movement.
Also known as the Vault. I'm your resident expert, and I am so hyped for this one.
Me too. Because if you think this is just about retro nostalgia or some viral TikTok trend where people put on cute outfits and roll around a park,
You are missing the entire point.
completely missing it. We have been combing through this massive stack of manifestos, event flyers, technical documents from an organization called Abhinavi Gives Steam. And they open with a philosophy that just stops you in your tracks.
Hit him with it.
They say, we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
That is the baseline right there. We are diving into a culture that is literally fighting for its life. We're looking at how a community in Newark, New Jersey, and let's be real, New York too, is using advanced technology to stop their history from being deleted.
Right. It's a really unique intersection. You have this sweaty, soulful, decades-old physical culture colliding with blockchain technology and digital archiving.
It's wild.
It is. It's about ensuring that the Newark sound and the Newark skate style don't just vanish when the physical rinks get torn down.
Because that is the threat, isn't it? The physical spaces are disappearing, but the groove has to go somewhere safe. But before we get to the high-tech preservation, we have to respect the foundation.
We have to talk about the floor. Let's get into the friction here. Because looking at these documents, there is a clear chip on the shoulder of this movement. And honestly,
It's justified.
it's absolutely justified. You see it everywhere. You turn on.
But the point of the matter is that as long as we have done this, we have put a distinct fingerprint. We didn't invent roller skates, but we sure changed the game and how it's done.
On the TV during the Super Bowl, and there's a commercial with roller skaters doing disco moves.
Yeah, or you see music videos where the pop star is suddenly on quads.
Exactly. And the average person watching says, oh, look at that. Skating is back. It's so retro.
And if you say skating is back to an OG from Newark, you might get rolled over.
They will look at you crazy.
They really will. The documents are explicit about this. They state it clearly. The myth of how skating is back again is flawed. We never left.
We never left.
That is the key insight for you listening today. Mainstream culture treats skating as a trend, something that pops up every 20 years when fashion cycles repeat.
Right.
But for the community in Newark and New York, it's a lineage. It's a continuous line that has never broken, not for 40, 50, 60 years.
It's just that the cameras turned off, the people didn't go home, they kept rolling every single week.
Every week. And that lineage was built in specific sanctuaries. We have to talk about the geography here. The source material emphasizes that while Newark is the sponsor of the Vault, you cannot talk about Newark in a vacuum. It's a shared heartbeat with New York.
It's one community. Separated by a river, maybe, but united by the groove.
Yeah.
You had people traveling from the boroughs to hit the bricks in Jersey. You had Jersey heads crossing the water. It's an entire ecosystem.
Think about the dedication that takes. This isn't just hopping in a quick ride share. This is dragging a heavy skate bag on the PATH train, on the subway, late at night.
Just to get to that specific floor.
Yes.
And we have to call out the names. You cannot understand this movement if you don't know the names of the floors where the sweat was dropped.
Let's hear it.
We are talking about legendary spots. I'm looking at the history here. Twin City,
Huge.
Skate 22, Empire, Skate Key.
Iconic venues.
These weren't just buildings with a snack bar and a rental counter. These were the training grounds. This is where legends were born and bred.
Absolutely.
When we talk about the Vault, we are talking about preserving the memory of what went down at Empire, what went down at Skate Key.
And think about what those spaces provided. In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, urban development was fundamentally changing the face of these cities.
Oh, yeah.
The rink was often the only safe space for Black and brown youth to gather, create, and be safe. It was the living room of the community.
In the laboratory. That's where the style was cooked up. There is a quote we found in the transcript that sums this up perfectly. They said, "We didn't invent the skates, but we changed the game and how it's done."
That right there captures the essence of cultural ownership. It's about style. It's about adaptation.
Yeah.
And going back to that Newark and New York connection, this style wasn't born in isolation. It's a result of cross-pollination. Skaters from the boroughs, skaters from Brick City, traveling back and forth.
Battling, sharing moves, sharing music, which brings us to the heartbeat. Listen to me. You can have the floor, you can have the skates, you can have the best wheels money can buy. But if you don't have the sound, you are just exercising.
Just doing cardio.
Right. We have to talk about the sonic architects.
Yeah.
The DJs.
The relationship between the DJ and the skater in this specific scene is unlike almost anything else. It's symbiotic. The sources emphasize that the skate style didn't evolve in a vacuum. It evolved because of the DJs.
The DJ is the conductor, the skaters are the orchestra.
Precisely. The distinct Newark sound, that specific flavor of soulful driving house music, dictates the physical movement.
You don't skate that way to top 40 radio hits.
You really don't. You skate that way because of what the DJ is doing with the track. They are controlling the energy in the room, they dictate the flow.
We have some visual sources here, event flyers that are essentially historical documents at this point. We have to shout out the names because they are the ones controlling the temperature. We have an image here referencing the fire starter, DJ Arson.
A central figure. And
then we have this flyer for the Jersey Experience. It lists DJ Nile and DJ Beloved.
And just seeing those names on a flyer sets an expectation. It tells the skater what kind of night it's going to be. It signals a specific tempo, a specific soulful energy.
A promise of a certain spiritual relief.
Exactly.
And we can't forget Studio 9 Entertainment. We have their logo in the mix too. These aren't just party promoters, man. They are institutions. They are part of the fabric.
What stands out to me is how these DJs are presented in the sources. They aren't background noise. They are front and center.
The main attraction.
In the Jersey Experience materials, the music is the draw equal to the skating. It highlights that this is a music culture just as much as it is a physical sport.
It's house music. Deep, soulful house. That is the fuel. But here is where the record scratches.
Yep.
We have this rich history, these legendary venues, these sonic architects, and then we have the threat.
The threat of the hijack.
The hijack. The Newark Underground Movement documentation is very explicit about this. They write, "Let's keep our personal skate culture or legacy from being taken, altered, or deleted in the future."
Taken, altered, or deleted. Those are three very different but equally dangerous things.
Break that down for us. What does that actually look like in the real world?
Well, taken is appropriation. We live in an economy of cool. Brands are desperate for authenticity. So a corporation sends a scout to a rink in Jersey.
Right.
They see a kid doing a specific move, maybe a specific crazy leg variation that has been passed down for generations. They film it.
And boom, next week it's a video game mode. Or a sneaker commercial.
Exactly. And the kid in Newark, he gets zero credit. $0. And history forgets he ever did it. That's taken.
Wow.
Altered is when the media waters it down to make it palatable for a mass audience, stripping away the soul and the grit.
And deleted.
Deleted is what happens when the rink closes, when the website hosting the photos goes down, when the oral history isn't recorded. You don't write it down, it never happened.
That sounds ominous, but it's real. So how do you fight that? How do you stop a giant from stealing your moves or erasing your memory?
You build a vault.
You build a vault. And this is where the story takes a fascinating turn into technology.
It really does. You might expect a historical society to just say, hey, we are collecting old photos in a shoebox. And sure, they are digitally scanning things. But Abhinavi gives steam, and the Newark Underground movement are doing something much more sophisticated.
Way more advanced.
They are talking about digital authenticity.
This is the part that blew my mind. They aren't just scanning flyers. They are creating a unique fingerprint for skaters.
They are using the language of the blockchain. The sources explicitly mention decentralized power and permanent provenance.
Okay, let's unpack provenance for a second.
Yeah.
That's usually a word you hear in a museum, right? Like checking if a painting is a real Picasso or a fake.
Right. Provenance is the paper trail, the history of ownership. It proves authenticity. The Vault is applying that same logic to skate culture.
That's incredible.
They are treating a skater's style and history as a valuable asset that needs a title deed.
But why the blockchain? Why not just put the videos on YouTube or Instagram and call it a day?
That's the million-dollar question, and the answer is about ownership. If you put your history on YouTube or Instagram, you are renting space.
You don't own the house, you're just renting a room.
Exactly. And the landlord, the platform, can change the locks. If they change their algorithm or go bankrupt or decide your music violates a copyright, poof, your history is deleted.
Gone in a second.
Decentralization, which the sources highlight, means there is no single off switch. By archiving these interviews and moves on a decentralized ledger, they are building what they call a digital monument.
Digital monument.
The source says once your interview and fingerprint are etched into the archive, they become an unchangeable part of history.
Unchangeable. That is the key word. It's about sovereign ownership. It's about saying, I was here, I did this is my style, and you cannot edit me out.
It's taking the ephemeral nature of a night at the rink, that feeling that happens at 1 euro AM when the track drops, and finding a way to make the memory of it permanent. It protects the legacy from being rewritten by outsiders who weren't there.
And the call to action here is really interesting. I looked through the opportunities to contribute section in their materials. They aren't asking for donations. They aren't asking for volunteers to sweep floors.
No, they want the stories.
The big push in the flyer is to sign up for an interview. Book your session now.
They want the oral history. They are realizing that the legends aren't going to be around forever.
It's a race against time.
It creates a record that reflects the truth, as they put it. Trends may fade, but the raw footage will remain exactly as they were created. They are building a library of human experience.
Now, who is the architect behind this? Who is crazy enough to try to merge house music, roller skating, and blockchain architecture? We have to look at the leadership.
Jojo Ebenavi Wright.
The founder of Ebenavi gives steam.
And his bio is a deep dive in itself. He is listed as a movement artist, a solution architect, and a researcher.
That is a dangerous combination. A movement artist and a solution architect. That sounds like two different people.
Usually it is, but think about it. A solution architect in the tech world is someone who looks at a chaotic mess of data and builds a structure that makes it flow efficiently.
Right.
A movement artist looks at a chaotic mess of bodies on a floor and finds the flow.
Oh, he's seeing the code in the dance.
Exactly. He's the bridge. He speaks the language of the street and the language of the server room. It suggests he approaches this not just as a tech project and not just as an art project, but as a synthesis of both.
He understands the mechanics of the culture and the mechanics of preservation.
But he's not doing it alone.
No, he's not. And this is where we have to give it up for the OGs. You cannot have a movement without the elders. The sources point us to a true legend of the game. We are talking about OG Kirby.
OG Kirby. This is the name you have to respect.
The man has over 60 years in the game. 60.
That is incredible longevity. Think about that for a second. 60 years. That means he was skating before house music was even invented.
He was skating to live organ music.
He skated through the disco era, the funk era, the birth of hip-hop, and the rise of house. He has seen every single iteration of this culture.
Every single one.
He's listed as a community activist and an instrumental advisor behind the scenes.
He represents the continuity. We were talking earlier about the myth of the return. Someone like OG Kirby is the living proof that it never left. He bridges the gap between the golden era of those skate palaces, Twin City Empire, and this new era of digital preservation.
He connects the wood floor to the blockchain.
That is beautifully put.
It validates the new project with the weight of the old history. When you have someone with 6 decades of experience advising you, you know you're moving in the right direction. It sends a signal to the whole community.
It tells them, this isn't some tech bro trying to sell us something. This is us protecting us.
And that us is inclusive of that entire Newark and New York ecosystem. It's protecting the sanctity of the circle.
So let's zoom out. What does this all mean? We have looked at the history, the music, the tech, and the people. We are seeing a community taking control of its own narrative.
It's a model for cultural preservation in the 21st century. It's not enough to just have the memories in your head. In a digital world, if you don't digitize it, authorize it, and archive it, you risk losing it.
The mission states it clearly. Educate, mentor, and empower, leveraging art and technology to preserve heritage.
And that empower part is key. It empowers the youth to see their own history as valuable. It empowers the elders to know their legacy is safe. It changes the dynamic from being consumers of culture to being the owners of it.
It reminds me of that line again. We didn't invent the board, but we redefined how the game is played. This project is redefining how history is saved. It's taking the tools of the future to save the soul of the past.
Absolutely. And it raises a really provocative question for everyone listening, regardless of whether they skate or not. We all have communities we care about. We all have histories that matter to us.
So here is the question for you listening right now.
In an age of digital erasure where everything is temporary and content is disposable, where is your fingerprint?
Are you living a legacy that is worth etching into the vault?
And are you taking the steps to make sure that story is told by you and not sold back to you by someone else?
Heavy questions,
Yeah.
but that's what we do here. We go deep. Look, the beat goes on, the wheels keep turning. Whether you're in Newark, New York, or anywhere else on the globe, respect the history, respect the architects,
Do you remember
and keep
when
rolling.
I said
We
she's
didn't
got
invent the skates, but we changed the game.
and I've got
Keep the
man?
vibe alive. We out.
Well, the man that she had that I took from her is not the man, child, that we thought.
What we got?
I'm in love with you, way I want it to. See, I wanna move, but can't escape from you. So I keep it low, keep a secret code. So everybody else don't have to know. So keep your love locked down, your love locked down. Keeping your love locked down, your love locked down. Now keep your love locked down, your love locked down.
We got that.
So I keep it true. I got something to lose, so I gotta move.